One of the big issues facing companies that are looking to embrace content marketing is whether they should do it by whether they should do it in-house or whether they should use freelancers and contractors. There are
Mm,
pros and cons to both approaches. Chris Walker, a very well-known, high-profile marketer on LinkedIn, suggests that content needs to be done in-house because those are the people who truly understand the product and the customers. And there are people on the
hmm
other side who suggest that if you hire the right freelancer with the right skill set, they can do what they need to do to immerse themselves in the topic and the target audiences. As a
hmm
freelancer, someone who obviously provides contract services to many companies, especially B2B companies, which way works best? And at one point in time, does a company need to have an in house team versus outsource it?
I'm in this weird place where I am a contractor and now building an agency, so I should be advocating for outsourcing work. But there's always going to be outsourced work. Marketing teams are always going to need help with any number of things, right? I can't tell you how many times over the last year I've been on a discovery call with a potential client, and I say something along the lines of, "I'd love to be able to help you with that," eh, or "I can help you with that." And not to talk myself out of work, but I think you might be better served by getting a full time content marketing hire in place to work on that. Um, and typically, what I'm talking about when I say that is what it sounds like Chris Walker was talking about is getting the right strategy in place, talking to customers, collaborating very closely with product marketing to understand the pain points and the solutions that they're dealing with, opening up conversations with partners. There's just so much that goes into content marketing before you publish a single piece. I think all of those pieces are much better suited for an in-house role. And I tell potential clients that all, all the time. That said, I think you can, with a well-formed content marketing strategy, you can be putting out a lot of content. Bottom of funnel to help with sales enablement, top of funnel with that scale and with volume around SEO or social or whatever it is. So I think that that's where agencies and freelancers can come into play. But even then, I try to aim towards engagements and contracts and projects where it's working more like a partnership and less like an outsourced task to be done, right? Because I'm looking for that insight that you were talking about and that Chris was talking about. I'm looking for the messaging. I'm looking for the value props and the buyer personas and the pain points and the customer interviews to really understand what the audience is thinking and what they need and where the gaps are. So if I can come in as an outside vendor and understand those elements, I'm going to put together much better content than if I get a one page brief that says, here's the topic, here's the audience, which is probably something vague and not super helpful, and writing something up that way. I think aiming for that partnership as you work with outside contractors is going to benefit you the most.